Hi, I'm Megwin. Welcome to Theater Thursdays. Today we are going to do blanket fort theater. To do blanket fort theater, really you just need whatever you have around the house and quite a lot of blankets. Our blanket fort theater is based on a poem by Lewis Carroll named Jabberwocky. Jabberwocky is a nonsense poem, which means it has a lot of sort of made up words. That means that we can use our imagination to create what we think the words mean. It's also a little bit of a scary poem. I think it's sort of a Halloween sort of poem. Sometimes when things are a little scary and uncertain, it can be fun to sort of be frightened in a way that we're in charge of. So, first thing, I'm just going to read you the poem, and I want you to close your eyes and listen to the poem and just think about what images you think of, what story you hear. Jabberwocky by Lewis Carroll. 'Twas brillig, and the slithy toves did gyre and gimble in the wave. All mimsy were the borough groves, and the mome raths outgrabe. Beware the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the Jubjub bird, and shun the frumious Bandersnatch. He took his vorpal sword in hand, long time the mengsome foe he sought. So rested he by the tum-tum tree, and stood awhile in thought. And as in uffish thought he stood, the Jabberwock with eyes of flame came whiffling through the tulgey wood, and burbled as it came. 1, 2, 1, 2, and through the vorpal blade went snicker-snack. He left it dead, and with its head he went galumping back. And hast thou slain the Jabberwock? Come to my arms, my beamish boy. O frabjous day, callooh, callay, he chortled in his joy. 'Twas brillig, and the slithy toves did gyre and gimble in the wave. All mimsy were the borough groves, and the mome raths outgrabe. That's our poem. Did you get some images that you thought of, or a story that came to you? I had a helper for my blanket fort theater. His name is Fraser, and he is 6 years old. And he and I created a few props that we thought would go well in our sort of scary forest. Now is a great time to stop this video and maybe draw a picture of your scary forest, or start thinking of things that you can make that belong in your scary forest. Here's what Fraser and I made. We just used things that we had around the house. So we had some pipe cleaners and some beads. So we sort of thought that this was a funky plant that might be in our scary forest. We also had some yarn and some bugs. So we made a spider web sort of with our yarn and our scary bugs that we strung up in our blanket fort. We also had an old art project that we repurposed to be our Jabberwocky. So now I'm going to show you the blanket fort that we put together, and I want you to be thinking about ideas for your own blanket fort. Welcome to underneath my kitchen table. This is our Jabberwocky blanket fort. You can see it has some, it has our spider web with our bugs. It has some decorations that we made ourselves, but it also has some decorations that we pulled up, like that spider web, that we used during Halloween. There's our little plant that we made, and of course, our Jabberwocky. So Fraser is going to go on an adventure in our blanket fort to defeat the Jabberwocky. that was the Blanket Fort Theater that we created. We would love to see the blanket forts that you create and the adventures that you go on in those blanket forts. With your parents' permission, send us a video of your blanket fort theater to education@ctmtheater.org. Stay creative.